I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. Friday, September 18th, news from Arkansas. I'd say a lot of the news today is about a bunch of politicians trying to practice gynecology, particularly old white men, Republican politicians. The U.S. House today voted to block funding of Planned Parenthood nationwide for at least a year. All the Arkansas Republicans in Congress voted for this, of course. This is a reaction to an anti-abortion group's deceptive undercover video about some practices in a couple of clinics that provide legal fetal tissue donations to medical science. In Arkansas, we're still waiting for a federal judge's ruling on whether to issue a restraining order against the state of Arkansas, which is trying to stop Medicaid funding from going to Planned Parenthood clinics in Little Rock and Fayetteville. These clinics don't do surgical abortions, they don't do fetal tissue research, they only do pharmaceutical abortions in the first 9 weeks of pregnancy. The Medicaid money doesn't go for that in any case. It goes for cancer screenings and well woman treatment and all kinds of health care and family planning, contraceptives that prevent pregnancy and prevent unwanted abortions. But it's not a family value to do those sorts of things in Arkansas, apparently. The new Solicitor General of Arkansas was in federal court yesterday, and I thought made a pretty poor start at his career as the state's top litigator. He injected a disproven bunch of hearsay about these videos into the session, which have nothing to do with Arkansas, as if it was proof of something. He raised some faulty legal objections on standing. And he also made some arguments about the availability of other services for women that the state's own officials had to testify simply wasn't true. You could let women get their own medical coverage at Planned Parenthood where they can get a broad array of services, or you can make them go around the state to 2 or 3 different places widely removed, because all the community health centers don't provide all the services that Planned Parenthood does. The bottom line is women want to choose their own provider. There's some Republican politicians that won't let them do it because of a First Amendment objection to illegal procedures that Planned Parenthood provides, abortion. It's unfortunate. We hope a federal judge will stand in and right this wrong. Chelsea Clinton, the president and would-be president's daughter, was back in Little Rock, the place she was born and where she went to early schooling. She went to Horace Mann Middle School and Booker Elementary, places she'd attended. She was going to make a library appearance. She's going to be at a lecture tonight at the Clinton School Lecture Series, their 1,000th speaker, and she'll have more than 1,000 people there to see her. She has a new book out. She's on a path, they think, for a political career of her own, so her appearance here today might give people a feel for whether she can follow in her parents' footsteps. Her mother, Hillary Clinton, is going to be in Little Rock Monday. We'd reported several weeks ago that she's going to raise money at a private gathering up on Edge Hill Road at Khaki Hockersmith's house Monday night. But she's also going to have a public appearance earlier in the day at Philander Smith College and do some grassroots organizing of supporters. Republicans don't think she can carry Arkansas in any event. They may be right, but no harm to come around here and stir up the base a little bit. There'll be a lot of races on the ballot worth talking about. Conway prosecutors added still more people to charges in this gruesome double murder of a couple in Conway whose step-grandchild was charged originally in the case. There are now 3 other teenagers charged in what's described as a plot to kill them to get money. Now a couple of the mother and grandfather of the child, who was the primary suspect, have been charged for hindering apprehension. Terrible case. News this morning was that Dick Wyatt, the Chief Information Officer of the State Department of Human Services, had turned in his resignation, requested it would appear by his boss, John Seelig. The computer services at DHS have been under fire. There's a legislative joint audit committee today about some spending of money that was wasted on computer services and the problems in implementing the enrollment and eligibility verification process for Medicaid recipients. Wyatt was targeted as the fall guy for it, but that doesn't fix all the problems that still beset DHS in getting the system in order. Good story today by Claudia Lauer, the Associated Press. She's learned that it does appear that Arkansas has a drug from a British maker in the stockpile. It's assembled to begin doing executions again. The British maker has said it doesn't want its drugs used for execution. It wants them back. It's asked for information from Arkansas. Arkansas says everything about executions in Arkansas is secret under a new state law. When the state takes life, I think it ought to be accountable. It shouldn't do its work in secret. It's funny that a conservative government would favor such secrecy by a powerful central government. It seems to be antithetical to conservative ideals, but that's what our Republican legislature did. For a little bit of fun, everybody likes to see a little demolition of a building, don't they? I'm a Maynard G. Krebs fan. If those of Dobie Gillis remember his favorite occupation was sitting them watching them knock down buildings. Well, Energy has done a video of the implosion of a a closed down power plant in East Arkansas. We posted on our video blog last night. Take a look. It's kind of fun to watch if you like that sort of thing. Also late last night after filming yesterday, I posted a file of email from Senator Jason Rapert. He put immense pressure on the state police to get them to provide cover for his story about the threats he'd had to endure that explained his threat to use a weapon against somebody who'd asked him an unpleasant question on a Lowe's parking lot in Conway. It shows the pressure he brought to bear. It's a pretty interesting reading on a very insistent state senator who apparently got some results by going to the governor and the state police. And finally, for more video amusement, the Baxter Bulletin Mountain Home has posted on their website, and we've shared it on our blog, of a 10-minute police chase of a moped driver, low-speed chase. By necessity, mopeds don't go very fast. He was a suspect in a shooting incident, hadn't harmed anybody, had shot a gunshot into a door. They finally stopped him. It was a great thing. He came to the police roadblock, and a policeman used old-fashioned technique. He just pushed him over with a good hard shove. Case closed. That's it for this week. I hope to be back next week. I'm Max Brantley.